What's up? What's up? Just gotta fill up real quick and then we will be getting on to splitting. I also realize I'm a bit late this morning. How are we doing? How are we doing? A little bit late this afternoon. I did have to work this morning, so that wasn't fully on there. Hold up. Yeah, so we had work this morning. So what's up, Shab? Ow. That ain't gonna work out. Anyways, had to work this morning. Just got here like 2 minutes ago, so just had to go ahead and get this thing fueled up. Had to get this started, so we're gonna crank this bad boy up and get going. We got what you're sitting on is what I'll be cutting up later. Probably not in the live, but probably in the long form video. So I'm also putting my hand on a big old log too that I probably should have not put here. But I'll probably just grab the skid steer and back y'all up probably over on top of the stack tote here to go ahead and move some stuff out the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing yanked up, go ahead and get this thing pulled up and get started on this splitting. Tony. Millers. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, man. Afternoon, Millers. How you guys doing? What's up, Free Fall? Thank you, Lyle. I really appreciate that. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Lauren, I absolutely will every single weekend that I can, for as long as I can. There are some amazing people out there that have put their lives on the line for what I can do for this little operation here, and I thank them as much as I possibly can, man. Got a couple buddies who are still alive, thankfully, thriving families, and for the weekend that's coming up, I say, if you know of any buddies that are no longer downrange and are no longer with us, I wish I could say thank you to them personally, because, man, they gave the ultimate sacrifice, and that's what this next weekend is all about, man. So, absolutely, I will always burn fuel to split firewood. But guess what? I'm taking care of some people that may not be able to afford their electric bill and avoid their heat. So, I'm going to be that small little gift that says, hey, I'm a lot cheaper, and guess what? This year my prices aren't really increasing for the firewood product. It's just for my time. So, yeah, I absolutely will burn a little bit of fuel to split firewood fun. What's up, old guy firewood? How y'all doing? Oh dear. Sit down there. Make it easier for me. Y'all, as you guys can see, we only have a couple of things to split up left, but I want to come and say hi to y'all, because y'all are here. And as you guys can see, working on that tote right there. And with that tote right there, if you saw a couple videos ago, I had a bunch stacked up down here, but they are no longer. So we are doing a little bit something different now with some stuff. So how is everyone doing today? There's 182 of you guys in here. I hope that doesn't drop too hard. What's up, Alaska Critter Cam? How y'all doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Dude, Lyle, it's been nuts. We have gotten, today is supposed to be a high of 86. Yesterday was the exact same, but it had a nice cloud cover. But my goodness, that it was insanely warm and muggy yesterday. So didn't do a whole lot. Well, I don't do a whole lot on Saturdays anyway. So basically, go to church, come back, chill out, not do much at all. So Alaska Critter Cam, I just want to say welcome again. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone else is doing well. Old guy firewood, I saw you. Woo! $198. Oh snap! It's 200 now. Geo, it's something I stand on, buddy. This is actually part of the old bunker branding. Back when Lunkers TV, I think I have Lunkers. Yeah, that's Lunker TV's old label. And Rob is now a cop out of San Antonio. Or, I believe it's San Antonio. But he's down there in Texas. He's down near Matt Carricker. And him and Matt Carricker used to catch up on a bunch of stuff with their families back in the day. So, and it's a statement I 100% believe, because I've had grandfathers and stuff that dealt with the difficulties of keeping this nation as it was. But that's not what we're here for firewood. Just going through the comments, y'all. So just a minute. I see you, firewood fella. I think that's firewood fella. Yeah, there he is. I see you, Tyler. Dude, I understand. Free fall firewood, I 100% agree with that. Daddy, and you are doing right by the owner, man. They are going to appreciate you so much. Like the one where I'm at now, I have torn it up. I've made a mess. But in all reality, he does not care. He is so happy that this spot's being used. And actually some really cool things that you guys are going to be seeing in an upcoming video is where I'm standing on right now, where my leg is resting, and I have logs laid out right here. Where actually the camera is at right now is sitting on a log that I had down in the pile, in one of the two piles down here. But let's just show you. Whoa, don't fall. There we go. I saved myself. We got logs. So we're gonna do a little bit of a saw wars here. I'm not sure if it's the next video that you guys are gonna see this for a week or two, or maybe even more. No, about 2 weeks. It'll be not this Monday, but the next Monday. But then this coming Friday, once I get off work, we're coming back here, and we're doing 2 long form videos in a day. So I'm trying to be better about getting more long form video for you guys ready and prepped. So it's not like a Sunday scramble or anything like that. But this one, I already have one set for this Monday, but for next Monday, I'm going to do a little bit of a fun one for myself. I'm going to be comparing 2 different Husqvarna saws. I'm not telling y'all what they are, but they are new to the channel. I'll just give you that much. Yeah, that's right. I'm getting Husqvarna saws on the channel. Old guy firewood. Brad's not that far, honestly. Um, Free fall. That is 100% how I am. And if they ask for firewood, you best believe they're getting. Like I was getting the property owner firewood over the winter. I took care of them all winter. And if you go back and you look at my long form videos, or my shorts, you'll see like I finally like started to take care of my finished product here, not just a couple weeks ago. And so, but I got stuff here that I can bring the skid steer splitter down and it split everything up super quickly. That'll take me about an hour to split up tote and a half for him with that skid steer splitter because they do like the bigger chunks. But yeah, I take care of the whatever the landowner needs here, he gets from me, and that's how I plan to stay with that man because he's been treating me absolutely wonderfully. But old guy firewood, I've spent a bunch. I wouldn't say a ton. What's up, Tony? I've spent a bunch of time up at Brad's. We did I've been to all the fellowships, well, except for the last one. I came late. I came very late to the last one because I had to work that day and I didn't have enough leave saved up. But this year we're not even gonna have it, unfortunately, man. That really sucks. But he's still producing firewood. He has just also got 2 kids that are teenagers, and they are going to be, one is going into college and one is high up there. And that Brady, his team is, I think, going to the semis this week, believe, if I remember correctly, but they're headed to the semis this week. I was going to try and slip up. I was going to coordinate with Val, see if I could slip up there and surprise them all, but I don't know. But right now he's living up his best life with his family, man. Like he needs that time with his kids and with his family, and I 100% respect him for it. I mean, just take time with your family, man. Like if you probably saw the post on Facebook. I think you did. So I haven't seen him lately. He's about an hour and a half away from me. About to the northeast of me. So, but Jack said in one of his lives, or I think it was actually in one of Dan's lives, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, see, yep, I thought it was. Okay, yeah, Brady's pitching. Brad's still producing firewood, guys. Just because he took some time away from YouTube doesn't mean he's not producing. He's doing. Every once in a while, you got to get a little bit of a refresh and everything. Every once in a while. If you're just producing stuff, like I will give a great recommendation to Demolition Ranch. That man brought in a bunch of people towards the last part of his time on YouTube, and he felt like he was calling it in. So he brought in other people to liven it up. But, you know, every once in a while, we just got to take some time. And if, like, what he has going, like he has his kids, and they're playing ball, and it's ball season right now. I prepped 5 fields this morning, and I'll be prepping 5 fields next Sunday morning. So, you know, that's when I got to get into work at 5 a.m. I got to get up at 3:30. But, you know, they're at tournaments. They're gonna have to prep the fields, but you know, he's having a good time with his kids and with his wife and with his family. So as far as I know, he's still producing firewood for his customers. He's living his best life right now, and he's retired. Let's not forget that he's retired. So he's having that time with family. I've now said that 3 or 4 times. I think that will kind of bump it home, I hope. But, you know. Yeah. Oh, dude. I will tell you, Wood, Sweat, and Tears was my first find for boiler content. I watched all of his videos. Mike is a great dude. I really still want to go up and meet Mike. Then it was Dan. Then I watched him open his wood yard. And I've seen every video of his, every single one. I literally have never missed one, which is kind of crazy to think. But there was a winter where I was off and I was injured. And I was like, all right, I ain't got nothing but time. I had a dual screen setup, and I had a third screen up top. I put Dan's videos, and I would go through and select 20 for the day. I'd press play. I'd sit there, do laundry, do whatever, and I watched Dan's videos. So when I went up to Wisconsin and getting to see it, it was a culmination for me personally. I don't think I portrayed it very well, to be honest, on YouTube, but for me, it was personally just this portrayal of like the person that I've seen grow up, or not grow up, but in YouTube terms, grow to where he is now. And now also to kind of help him with some R&D and stuff. It's it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And then Brad was one of the guys I found that was local. I found him on a whim. You know, I was in the lives and it was like, yeah, here in Maryland. I was like, wait, you're in Maryland? Whoa, there are guys in Maryland doing this? So I went, and then I started watching him every single Wednesday. Every single Wednesday, every single Thursday. I was there. I was there with him. I was there enjoying time. Um, but yeah, then I finally met him, and they all started calling me short. Like Shibe, who was here earlier. I don't know if Shibe's still here or not, but Shibe called me short. And then Dan started. Then Dan's mom got mad at him, which was hilarious. Then when I met Miss Joanne this past on my visit to the firewood frenzy, that is a sweet, sweet lady. That's all I'm gonna say about it. She's a sweetheart. So, but yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna grab my water. We lost a lot of numbers here, but I just want to answer some questions and visit with you guys real quick before I got back to splitting. So let me go grab my water. Joey, unfortunately, it is not going to be happening. Due to with Brad's kids, he's got one graduating. And there's a lot of moving parts for them. And so Juneteenth would have been the only day, which is a Friday in June on the 19th, that he would have had available. And when you have to go and you have to set, what's up, Shotlift? When you have to go and set up, Tony, I'll get to you in just a minute. When you got to go and set up all this stuff between bathrooms, between coordination of food and everything else, it gets to be a lot. And so for him, it was definitely a lot to do. And he had Jack to help him, but at the same time, it's a lot for Jack too, who has a full-time job, you know, and has a whole thing going on his own channel. So, no, I'm not far from you at all, buddy. So, you know, it's a lot to do, and with only a few days to squeak in a whole event and be on all the time, so it was a lot, I think. So he wasn't sure if he was going to do this one anyway. He wasn't sure if he was going to do this one this year, but I think he reluctantly initially was like, hey, I'd love to do it, so let's get back into doing it. Let's get back in that mindset. But I think when everything kind of came to, it was, you know, it was a bit overwhelming, I think. So he had to say, hey, not this year. So, but I don't know. I know for Dan, he said it was a lot. And so did Bob. Oh, come on. Back to Bob. Bob Nelson. There we go. Why did I forget that name? But yeah, it can be a lot for one person to do. So if you have kind of like a committee, kind of like Hope does. Hope has a committee of people, so it's not all on one person to say something about. But then you guys like me who go up, who are an hour and a half away from it, look at it and say, oh, we can do this cordage this year. Which, by the way, I'm very proud that we were 2 cords off our goal of 100 cords last year. So, but as I have been told by the committee, I'm no longer allowed to guess cordage of what we can get done, because that's a lot to do in a day. 98 cords is a lot to do in a day. So, you know, we're all up there. So, I'm going to go back to another question. I just saw Tony. How about Jack Will? Are you near? Tony, he is 7 minutes from Brad, so he is another hour and a half away from me. Jack is actually doing pretty good right now. Work is back at full swing. He does not have overtime as of right now, due to things put in place. Um, but right now he is doing pretty good as far as I know. Um, and I know that he's been pumping out the content too. Uh, yeah, Joey, if you can make it up to Hope, that's in Shrewsbury, PA. It's about an hour and 20 minutes from me. If you're wondering where that's at, I would go look up Aviator Brew Pub because it's not far from that, and that's where we meet the Thursday prior to it. So on September 10th, I think about 6 o'clock, we'll all be over at Aviator. If I remember correctly on the details that I know of, it'll be September 10th is when we'll be over at Aviator, having a good time with everyone the night before, and then that next day we get bust and hump in the morning. And if you want, they do breakfast as well, but a lot of us just go straight to Hope and just start getting our splitters and everything ready to go. Buddy, Lyle, I 100% get that. I'm glad you found Dan, and I'm glad you found all of us. Man, you are an amazing. I think a lot of people wish they had a Lyle in their life because man, you're in everyone's lives. You're in everyone's. You try to be there as much as you can for everyone and give everyone the equal amount of love, brother. I greatly appreciate it myself, and I know a lot of these guys do too. So thank you so much for uh, trying to be there for all of us, man. We greatly appreciate it. It's oddly quiet here on the farm today. I'm used to hearing stuff rip around all the dang time with ripping little trucks and stuff through here. I wonder if everyone is just at home chilling out right now. Yeah, yeah. Joey, what are you doing for next weekend? You're not far. What you guys got going on? Are you helping with BT saws getting stuff cut up at Hope? Right? Hey, you see? Lyle. See this? See this? See what I mean? Lyle, you're a great man. All right, you guys, I've been talking for a little bit. I'm going to get back to splitting. I'm actually just going to turn you guys around on this stump that I have you guys on. I'm also going to go grab my water because I'm starting to sweat and this heat is for real. And we got 96 this week coming this week, so it's going to be a guzzling water kind of week. So let me get you guys set back up to where, oh, my hips, to where you guys can see me split. You might see a bit of my back, but it's just the American flag. I don't think that'll really worry anyone. Or should I try and... I should come at that from a different angle. Carl Lewis! What's up, buddy? There's another OG. Carl Lewis, you are an OG. Oh, no, that is the proper side. You guys are going to see my front. You're good. There we go. Yeah, you guys are going to see my front. I just realized that was my holding table. I get it, Dick. I'll see you later, man. Oh, my. You're going to be... Huh. Well, have a good time, man. You probably won't be far. But racing saws. I don't think Hope needs racing saws. You might scare a couple guests if you take a racing saw to Hope. But our saws aren't very quiet as a whole group, so that does make sense. All right, you guys, I gotta get back to splitting after I get my water though. Whew. Whoops. Oh, nice. Aww. Oh, come on now. It only bumped it a little bit, only a little bit. Hey, just a really quick heads up for everyone. Once we're done splitting the last 2 chunks, we are going to stack stuff here for you guys. So I think I've got one with the cutout front. I think it's the one right here. So I think it is. Let me take a real quick check. Sorry, I've got no cutoffs or no prepared totes, so I'll have to go grab a cutoff wheel and go cut them out real quick. But I gotta cut up these. I gotta split up these last 2, and then we'll prep all the totes. And then we'll get everything stacked. Well, all right, all right, all right. What's up? Oh, dude, that's amazing. Guys, I'm gonna go back in the comments a little bit. Yeah, the numbers are dropping like crazy when the splitter gets shut off. That's okay, no worries. Because we gotta prep pits and stack wood too. So, I'm gonna go back in the comments a little bit because I know I missed a bunch while I was splitting. Okay. All right, I got back to where Craig was crying about me throwing stuff at him. No, I was good. Hello, Anna. Craig, I hope you're having a great weekend too. Goodness gracious, Lyle, you work as much as I do. I'm looking forward to the videos as well of Bear Paw because it looked like it was a great time had by all. I know that with Craig and with Jeremiah up there and a whole bunch of others, Heath even from Hardworking Man. I know that we're gonna get a lot of great content coming out of that. So I am so happy. I know Logger Jason puts that on, and he is probably run ragged with that event. So I'm so happy for him that he has great content creators coming out to help support him. Love that. You're so wrong. You're right, Freefall. We can't wait that long. We cannot wait that long at all. I want to see it tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. Please get back. Please be safe from everyone that was up at Bear Paw. Oh wow, I love that. It's come so much since the old you can only use them all. The hobbyists have taken over the splitters. And I love it. Oh good, it was just the dirt. Yeah, and just I am that guy now. I take care of all the firewood stuff at the house. I just finished up burning the last of what we had, almost the last of what we had at the house. But yeah, I couldn't be happier with burning more firewood. It's always a great thing to do. Dude, oh, free fall. The machines are amazing. And we're actually gonna let mine cool down a little bit before we put the cover back on. But let me go ahead and hop inside, grab the cutoff wheel, get back out here, get everything cut off, get everything taken care of, so we can get to stacking. Because I want to stack all this stuff before I say la vide to the rest of y'all. We are gonna lose a lot of numbers, y'all, because I'm not splitting anymore. But that's okay. I'm still here. You're still here. Let's have a good time. Okay, so I actually just went and I grabbed my Sawzall. Because, well, after the live, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut up some totes for some lids. Oh dear, is it going to rotate for me today or no? We being a stinker? Oh no, we're not. There it is. Perfect. Walkie Sawzall. What? Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not good. Oh, that's really not good. Uh-oh. That's no bueno. Well then, we've got to issue, my friends. Guess a pretty big issue, if I'm being honest. Oh, there it is. All right, cool. We can get it back that way. All right, that's fine. No worries. There we go. Just move the cut back with our finger. Perfect. Is it going to stay in? All right. I'm gonna put some ears on. We're gonna get right back to taking care of some stuff. What's up, BT Sauce? Hey, yo, baby. All right. So, oh dear. So now that she's prepped, now we're gonna get to stacking it up. Does anyone think that we'll actually fill that tote up? that's a big one. Oh my goodness gracious. Y'all, look at this grub. Oh, sweet. Thank you, Lyle. Well, look at that grub, guys. I just found this guy. He's still very much alive. Look at him. He's moving. See if I can touch him. Touch him. Oh, he's going to get me. So, looky there. There goes a grub. Yep. Let the birds have him. Uh-oh. Air has escaped. Air has escaped. Woo! How are we doing so far on those guesses, y'all? sad face. There we go. Well, y'all, that about wraps it up for this one. We're cutting her a little bit early. Well, we'll sit here for a little bit and then we're probably gonna end up cutting it a little bit early. There's not many people left in here. Just want to let y'all know. Yeah, that was a supersized wood grub for sure. But I'm pretty sure a bird will come and eat it before long. About one full row, another third of a front and the... That's not bad. Broken Swede, that's not bad. I was hoping it was gonna be a full tote, but we did also have to do with help this one over here, this tote over here, like this guy right here. So once I get off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and resituate, and if this guy's good, he's gonna go over to the drying yard, or he'll probably go over to the drying yard tomorrow, or maybe, I don't know, tomorrow, next video, I don't really know. But one thing we got to kind of do is kind of clean up a little bit around here. So what you may see in the next video is me back dragging some of this out of here, or I'll just do it behind the camera, no need. But free fall, honestly, I'm happy that you guys all come and you guys enjoy it. I greatly appreciate you all coming, so cheers to you guys. Thank you guys again so much for coming. I guess that is gonna wrap it up for today. My name is WD, and I appreciate you, and we are out. I think so too, Lyle. See you guys.